Sounds good, sounds good. Here we go. Straight Politicking, Alex Alonso. I'm here with my boy, co-host Munchie B, but we also got a guest co-host because Spider couldn't make it today. So we got Porky from the east side. Tell everybody where you grew up, where you came up out of, Porky.
Came up out of Manchester and Central from Kitchen.
Oh, okay. One of the very, very OG sets from the east side.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is there any debate about which is the oldest set over there? I know the Faux Trays claim one of the oldest sets. I know the 8-8s do, and then the 8-7 Kitchens. Out of y'all three, is there an agreement on who's the oldest over there?
Well, I just did this conversation 2 days ago. I did this conversation 2 days ago, and my own boy, Billy Jack, said the first one with the name sets, like Crips, was Crips. When they came out with the names, he said the first one was us and Q102s.
Okay.
But I hear different from other people, so I don't know.
Well, I've heard that the Faux Trays may have came out around 71, but they were Faux Tray Crips.
Mm-hmm.
I believe the Kitchens might have had a history prior to the Crippin', where it was just the Kitchens,
Mm-hmm.
and they may have came out around 69, 70, and then they may have put Crip on it around 71, 72, somewhere there, right?
Yeah.
But then the 8-8s with Jamel Barnes, he came out with the 8-8 Avalon Gardens as Crip around 71 as well. So I don't know. We got to get like the months. We got to get people that was so. Wouldn't the OG in the wheelchair have that? Was it Skull? OG Skull. Wouldn't he know?
He'll know.
Hey, I was in Lamar Park, just walking around, minding my business, and I see Skull just riding through. I'm like, what is Skull doing over here in Lamar Park?
Skull gave us the name.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh.
The name came from a store over there, right?
Yeah, the Kitchen Liquor Store.
Did you ever know the owner of the store?
I was young, but I knew
Okay.
of him.
Okay. What was you gonna say, Munch?
No, I want to know how long that store was over there.
It was over there for, I don't know when it first was there. It was there when I was young, and then it got took over by a couple more people.
So that store was named that before Kitchen Crip was
No,
Kitchen
the
Crip.
owners was named Kitchens, Mr. and Mr. Kitchen.
Oh, that's the last name.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think he lived in the area too because I
I lived down the
He
street.
lived down the street because one day I looked in an old phone book from the 60s, and the person who owned the liquor store, his same name was on one of the streets.
Yeah, he owned one. He owned around the corner. He owned the house.
And I think his name was Kitchens with an S. But yeah, I had found out he was deceased. I knew he wasn't going to be around.
No.
This is way back then when he was probably already an old man back then.
No, I about to say that's how you could line up timeline. You know what I'm saying? With the name of the kid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that store's been there probably for years before.
Yeah, pre-existing.
Yeah. But that's actually an unusual name of a set to name it after a store that everybody hung out on.
Yeah.
But I heard there's an alley behind the store that a lot of people used to hang out at.
Taco Leah. Taco Leah's an alley right there. Taco Leah.
Okay. Now is there a did there used to be a gym in one of these stores where people used to go and work out like weights? Nah. Okay.
Not that I know of.
I heard a story that one of those little
Little Mark. Now we had a record store right there.
okay.
Record store, pink with the pool table and Pac-Mans and all that was right there on Central.
And what used to be on that corner where the Subway sandwich is now? I'm talking about that would be the southeast corner.
That was where the watermelon man used to be. Used to sell watermelons. Used to be a Texaco gas station there a long time ago, but it was empty. So it used to be a dude used to sell watermelons there every year.
And is that the corner of Central and Firestone?
No, that's the corner of Central and and Firestone.
Because Firestone turns into
Manchester.
Yep.
at that corner, right? Okay.
Right.
So
All right, what about Central Avenue Crips? Is that was something that was their own entity and they died out, or that was something that turned into something else?
Central Avenue Crips. I ain't never heard of Central Avenue Crips.
I hear people bring Central Avenue Crips up.
Now I heard of avenues, but they wasn't Crips.
No. I ain't talking about the Munsons and
Yeah.
all that. Have you ever heard of that? Alex?
Yeah, I heard of Central Avenue Crip, but I don't know how long it lasted. Because, sometimes you hear about these gangs that existed in the past, and maybe they lasted like 2 months.
I heard a second of it, but like I said, I don't know the history because I heard of it, but I didn't know how far it went or where it was at.
And then there's also another one that I'm fascinated with by the name Black Mafia Crip Dog. That was also on the east side.
I seen that writing on the wall before a long time ago.
Yeah, I seen it on a map. I have an old 1975 gang map, and somebody wrote on there Black Mafia Crip Dog. But then when I interviewed OG Frog from Bounty Hunter, he said, "Oh yeah, I used to see that on the wall all the time."
I see it on the wall.
And he even knew one of the members. I think he mentioned one of the guys from that. But that was only a set that may have lasted a summer.
Somebody probably just writing it and keep it going.
Yeah, and then what about Castle Crips? Are you too young to know the Castle Crips?
I know about the Castle Crips.
Okay. They had a nice run.
Yeah.
72, 73, 74. I don't know when they faded out. So that would have been like 77th and Central or something.
That's where Tony Stacy used to be from.
That's right.
I was about to say that.
Yeah, my cousin. Yeah.
Oh, that's your relative?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, my first cousin.
I'll be checking them out on YouTube.
Yeah, I was with him 2 days ago when we did that interview with Bub.
Oh yeah,
Groove.
Hey, he's got a interview. Porky got an interview coming out on the Hoover platform.
Yeah, Under the Grove above. Yeah, I'll be checking them out.
So what y'all talk about on that platform?
Talked about the history.
Okay.
Talked about the history and
of Kitchen.
Yeah, a lot about Kitchen, and we talked about United We Stand Up, my organization. We talked about my car club, our car club. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. We talked about how Kitchens and Hoovers used to be real tight back in the days with Skull and Billy Jack and them when they came out with the names and all that, with Hoover Joe and all that.
Did you know Hoover Joe?
I met Hoover Joe through Billy Jack. They was real tight.
Okay. He's serving like a life sentence right now.
Yeah, I heard, yeah.
Any chance of him getting out?
Well, Billy Jack know more of that because they speak. Billy Jack talked to him every time he called. Billy Jack pick up the phone for Hoover Joe.
Okay, well, since we got our special guest co-host Porky, I wanted to get into some things that I know you were directly involved with, and there back in 2018, 2019, there was a lot of conversations about truces taking place over at Chuco's when Chuco's first got established on the east side. It used to be over here on the west side. Mm-hmm. They had to knock down the building because of the MTA. What's the name of the train that goes down Crenshaw, Munchie?
The K-line.
The K-line. So while they were constructing the K-line, they knocked down Chuco's, which was off of Florence, and then they got the building over there on Central, which was an old juvenile court, right?
JJC.
JJC. Do you remember that being a court back in the day?
Yeah, I remember.
Is that right?
I done got... Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I got time out of there.
Hey, it's weird walking through there because you could see where the judges used to sit. You could see, everything is still the same, right? Where the judges were sitting at.
They done moved it around a little bit more now. They didn't open it up a lot wider now.
Is JJC is that the was they nicknamed the Glass House?
No,
but that's different.
That's Glass House was the
that's the county jail downtown back in the day, right?
Why did they call? Hold on, the same county jail out in the hit?
Nah.
Oh, it was a different facility downtown.
Yeah, there was like more younger dudes, like 17 or 16 they'd go to the Glass House. But they had older people there in the Glass House downtown.
That's probably when they had the juvenile tank and shit.
Yeah, that juvenile tank.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't heard anyone say the Glass House
in a long time.
Since the late 80s, maybe early 90s.
Yeah.
But over there in that building, you've been doing a lot of work.
A lot of work.
And that's basically where I met you at, probably back in, it's been like 5 years now or more.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about some of that work because I was doing some of the work, Skip was doing some of the work, you was doing some of the work, and you was doing some of the work with Lil Doc Thong, who unfortunately ended up getting an old case brought up on him, and he's currently serving some time in the feds on that. But how did you get involved in doing some of the peace treaty and this is what's crazy, Munchie, this is the type of work that your boy Flacco don't want to give no resources to, and I don't even know if Porky knows who Poetic Flacco is, but this guy. He don't want to give resources to anyone doing this type of work out there in the field and bringing neighborhoods together and bringing.
I said you talk all this shit, but like, what's your solution? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, it's cool. I got him in the cash back because back to school coming up, and you go toss some bread. We go pass out some backpacks in the turf.
And I don't really know if Poetic Flacco really believes what he's saying. He might just be saying the stuff for entertainment value. But I want to talk about some of the work you were doing back in 2018, 2019 when some of this stuff all started.
Well, it all started because there was something that happened real fucked up. I don't know if a little child got killed or something. I don't know. And I made a call to Brother Will. You know who Brother Will is, right? Yeah. I made a call to Brother Will and my brother Smokey. And I said, you know what? Man, it's time for us to do something. Man, this shit is getting crazy. So when I made the call to Brother Will, he called Doc and he called Psych from Swan. They was down there posted at the JJC building. And he hooked us up together. And we sat down and we talked. And I knew of Doc, but I never met Doc. But I knew Psych. You know, Psych is a little younger than me, but I knew him.
Psych from Swan?
Yeah, Psych from Swan.
Hakeem.
How's
he doing, by the way? I heard he was going through some health issues.
He's still going through some health issues, but he hanging in there.
Okay.
He comes to the meetings when he comes. So we sat down, we talked, and we called a big meeting. There was a lot of brothers came from all over at the time. And we was doing pretty good. We wasn't organized like we are now, but we was just coming up meeting. And then what happened was a list came out. Everybody had their names, addresses, and everything, and somebody posted the list on the internet, man.
What you mean?
Posted the list. Your name, my name.
Okay, so basically what you're saying is when we have a meeting, everyone signs their name on a paper, and it gets turned around.
Yes.
And that list ended up online.
That list ended up online and messed us up bad.
Okay, 2 questions. How did it get online, and how did that list being on the internet mess us up?
Got online with somebody taking a picture of it and putting it online. How it messed us up. Brothers felt like, certain brothers didn't want their names out there on these certain people.
Yeah.
It was private. So that messed us up. Like, damn. We start doing this to somebody already, doing some bullshit like that. So we went through a little phase. It started falling off a little bit. It was up like about 12 of us still there, And then when Doc went through what happened with Doc, because Doc was like the little spear leading of it, through me, Doc, and Ike, and Smokey, and all of we was like the spear leader. We didn't have no president. We didn't have none of that. We was just doing what we can do. And Doc had started reaching out to a lot of brothers and stuff, and I started reaching out. So it was, like I said, when the paperwork came, when we had about 50 brothers in there from all different hoods, Crips and Bloods in there talking. When that paper came out on the internet, somebody just sabotaged us, man. It just went boom.
Now, I think a lot of people might not understand this, so let's explain it, because there are some people that want to do this positive work, but they don't want the public or law enforcement knowing that they're working on truces or they're doing peace treaties, because sometimes the police will start to target you guys in a negative way, and no one knows what to expect from the cops.
But probably not that. We really just sat down. I don't know you good enough for you to have my number. You know what I'm saying? We still enemies.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it could have been that way too.
Yeah.
So that messed us up bad. Start falling off.
I do remember that. Everyone, I remember people was tripping about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we stayed with it. We stayed with it. And like I said, and then Doc got locked up. No, let's go back. Before Doc got locked up, he started the little truth. But before that happened, we were sitting down talking with him before he was going to do it with the Florences. But I had to go to my homies. We had to set, it wasn't going right at the time. And then when they did this, we sat back down and we talked, we brought the homies. Because you can't just make one decision, Regardless, ain't nobody bigger than the program. Still, I don't care how old you are, how down you are, nobody's bigger than the program. So we had to sit down and we had to discuss it. Me and my homies. And we did. And that's how we came to the table.
All that take time.
Yeah, it takes time.
There's layers to it.
Okay, so what was some of the first accomplishments that happened in that building at the Chuco's Justice Center building back in 2018, 2019? What was the first thing?
First one was the coasters and the F-13s. I was there. you know.
And you were there pretty much for every step of the way.
I was there until the time I had to step out.
Yeah.
You know, because sometimes they, you know, I wasn't from Coast.
Yeah.
From Kitchen. You know, I had to move out the building. I had to move out, let them talk in private. Then when when we came back in, you know, and we provided the hot dogs. Me and Jack cooked the hot dogs and everything for them and everything, and they ate, you know.
And that was all understood when they would say, if you ain't from Coast or Florence, please step out the room.
Right.
Yeah.
No problem.
Who is Jack? That's Tookie boy?
No, Jack is my homeboy Billy Jack, my OG homeboy Billy Jack.
Okay.
And what was your reaction when you saw that, wow, this is really a thing, when these Florences and these East Coasters, because this is something that most people never thought could even happen.
Well, you know, me and Doc have been moving around together, you know, a lot since we hooked up. You know, he been talking to me about it. We seen what was going to happen. You know, Skip was playing a part in it, too. You know, a lot of people don't know that Skip was playing a big part in it, you know. And when it happened, that was the first. They had to meet about 2 or 3 times. Mm-hmm. You know, first one, you know, you got me and Smokey in there like, damn. What's what? We go head up out this motherfucker. We go, you know, because it was motherfuckers coming in this motherfucker deep. Wheelchairs, one arm, you know, shit. They was coming in there. Coasting in F-13s, and they talked, and then I think they put Bobo on the line. He had structure.
Yeah.
You know, they put him on that phone, and he talked and said what he had to say, I think, and that's what Doc had told me, you know, because I stepped out.
Yeah. No one was able to be in that room. But what you're saying is they did a FaceTime with Babo Castellanos, the Mexican mafia dude from F-13.
That's what I heard.
He resting now?
Yeah,
he died.
Yeah, he resting because they gave him a compassionate release back in 2023, and bro died like maybe a month after they released him.
I heard the same judge that convicted him did it.
Is that right?
I heard.
But yeah, they had that structure under Babo.
Yeah.
Which was incredible because on the black side, there's this criticism. I don't know if it's positive or negative, but there's this lack of structure when it comes on the black side.
It is.
What is your position on that?
I'm going to speak my position. It is. It is.
But if there is structure, see, here's the thing, though. They have a structure, but it's based on being a follower. And sometimes being a follower is positive, but then sometimes being a follower is negative because they'll have you on some crash out missions, on some, suicide missions.
And they better do it.
Yeah, and they better do it, right? So it's 2 sides to that structure.
But just think about it, what we doing out here on these streets. We crashing out on certain things.
Yeah.
Some accidents happening we didn't want to happen.
Crashing out over women.
Over women,
Yeah.
But my philosophy of it, and my opinion of it is we don't have structure. But we can go to jail and we can kick it like we have to have each other back. But we get on the streets, we forget all about that. That's the thing that really gets to me about us.
The cars, though, that's why we ain't got no structure, though. It just ain't blood and crip. It's gangster, neighborhood, Hoover, you know what I'm saying? The ones that don't mess with the neighborhoods, period. You know what I'm saying?
But once you get to a level 4 prison, that all goes out the window, right?
When it's time to get down, we go get down with each other.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's what I'm saying. If you can have my back in there, you can have my back on the streets. That's the way I feel. But, not getting off the subject, when that happened and you asked me, they had 3 meetings. I know of that because I was there.
Yeah, I remember.
Doc asked me to be there. Then when they cleared theirs up, we did ours. And when we did ours, like I said, they was going through theirs, and I had to sit down, me, Kitchen Mo, Smokey, and us. We had to sit down with the homies and talk. Because, it's we've been doing this a long time. And it's hurtful, man,
Now the beef between the Kitchens and the Coasters goes back to either 79 or 80 when
Lil Beaver got killed.
When Beaver got shot.
Lil
Beaver got killed at a party.
Mm-hmm.
Can you talk about that? Because that's what kicked off the whole rivalry.
That's what kicked it off. I wasn't there. I was in Camp Scott.
Okay.
I was in Camp Scott. But what I do know and what I have been told, they got into it. We was all kicking it. We all was homies. We knew each other, live at, from the 6-pack all the way down to the 8-9s, because 8-9s is right there with us. We was tight as hell. When that happened, Big Beaver didn't want it to go. That was his brother. He didn't want us to war. But us as being youngsters, we took it another level.
Now, from what I understand, doing a little research, Little Beaver, was actually trying to kill somebody else at that moment, and either his gun jammed or someone beat him to it.
He pulled his gun first. It jammed, and he got shot. Then his gun went off.
Okay, but he was the only one that died that night.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe the coasters look at it as, hey, he was trying to kill one of ours at that moment, for all those who were there at the party and witnessed it, right?
See, I wasn't there.
Yeah.
But, you're going to have two sides to a story, But, I've talked to a lot of coasters that was there. I talked to Beaver. I talked to my homies that was there. It would have been the other side, if his gun would have went off, So, but being young, hey, that was the homie. We love Lil Beaver, Just went to another level.
So when the coasters pieced it up with the Florences, that was kind of like motivated y'all to do it too, right? Because if the Mexicans could do it, y'all could do it.
Not really, because we was already talking about it before. Before they even sat down.
But they tied the knot though.
Yeah, but they tied the knot, and then we didn't have to, but we did because me and Doc, Kitchen Mo, and our relationships go back, and then it was like it wasn't really to be honest. It wasn't really no real killings going on anyway. It had slowed down, And it was like, if I catch you up here, I might jump out on you or whatever, or homie might get rack pack. It wasn't no real killings going on in a while. So it was time. It was time.
Hey, you know what I noticed? You say Big Beaver, he didn't really want for it to go that way, right?
Yeah, that's his brother that got killed.
Yeah, and that seemed like the same thing with Big Rick on the West Side with the 60s. He wasn't really trying to kick it off with the Straight Gangsters. He's one of the individual that did it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Well, they knew who did it, And Beaver kicked it with both sides. He was there, so he didn't really want it to happen. Like I said, the younger generation, me, a couple of them took it to another level.
And whatever happened to Big Beaver?
He out.
Okay.
He out. I see my homie all the time. He working good, and he staying his way. He comes through. I go see him every now and then. Let's leave it at that.
And Lil Beaver was the first casualty of is Lil Beaver your generation?
No, he's the second generation. I'm the third generation.
Okay. So he's one of the first casualties.
Yeah.
From the generation right before you.
Yeah.
Okay.
As far as Crip on Crip.
Yeah, that was the first Crip on Crip with us. Right.
You know what's interesting when you look at the Crip on Crip rivalry, 79, 80 is really when it kicks off. I think Little Beaver might be 80. I'm not sure. Is it? Do you remember what year that was?
I was in camp in 80. It had to be 79 or 80. 79 or 80.
Let me see. I might have it here. But what?
It was 78, 79 or 80 because I know I went to Nellis in 81. I already was in camp in 80 when that happened.
Well, it definitely wasn't 78.
It was 79.
Yeah. 79 or 80. But something was going on, there's no way I could ever understand it because first of all, I wasn't even living in LA in 79. I was just 8 or 9 years old. But something was happening here because you got the 60s and the A-Trays getting into it in 79. Mm-hmm. You have the Hoovers and the Hunnits getting into it in 79 under by Lil Ani. I don't know if they called it the Hunnits back then, but Lil Ani gets killed in 79. Actually, Lil Ani gets killed before Tyrone, Big Rick's brother, a month before. A lot of people think it's Big Rick's little brother Tyrone is the first Crip on Crip, but Lil Ani dies like a month before Tyrone gets killed.
But could you count Ani because 9-0 was Hoover back then? So wouldn't that be considered in-house?
I'd have to talk to others that probably would have more information on that.
You know what? They brought that up on that podcast.
I did hear them talk about it. When Big Miz was on there. Yeah,
they brought it up on the podcast.
So that'd be considered like in-house,
but it's still Crip, right?
Yeah,
it ain't rivals though. It was in-house. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it depends on who you think was the shooter of Lil Ani.
Based on that interview.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But something was going on in 79, 80.
It was kicking
between the Crips.
It was going on, changing up. I don't know because, like I said, I was in camp when Lil Beaver got killed. I still remember. I was in.
So you went to camp in 79?
Shit, yeah. Before when he got killed, I was in camp. So I was in. Shit, yeah.
What year the folk trades in the Broadways? You think?
I think that was in the 80s.
Okay.
I was trying to see if I had a date here for Lil Beaver, but I don't have a date.
You looked it up before.
I know I did look it up before. I did have.
Yeah, I was in Camp Scott in '79 and '80. Yeah, I was in Camp Scott when Lil Beaver got killed. I was in Camp Scott. I was young. Shit, I was just 12.
So then you guys got to the table with the East Coasters, right? How many months after the Florence thing?
I think about a month and a half later.
Okay, because I believe the Florence thing was solidified by September of 2019. So by the end of 2019, you guys were already working it out.
Yeah, we was working it out.
Okay. And was that under the banner of United We Stand, or that was before you guys established that as a movement?
Well, it was under United We Stand, but a couple homies been talking about it before, like Kitchen Mo and Lil Doc have been talking about it when they was in jail and all that before. But really, I got to say under United We Stand.
Now, there's been so many conversations now in that building towards peace. Some of them have been official, some of them are unofficial. I know I saw the Peblos and the Villains come up there multiple times, but I don't know if they've ever made anything official yet.
That's gonna take work.
Yeah, I don't know. That they come,
Yeah.
they do come. We have events, they do come. They talk, they do come. But they working on it because right now we starting back the table for the East Side. We really are. We trying to get everybody from the East Side to come and sit down.
Now, yeah, I remember when I first started going there, it was an East Side thing. Mm-hmm. We want all the East Side to get solidified. Mm-hmm. Would you say in the last 5 years, how much progress do you think you guys have made in the last 5 years?
A lot. I could say then we, after us, I sat down with Doc and I said, gotta talk to the Five Deuces Broadways. Doc made a call. I made a call. And then they sat down. It didn't go right away. But then when they sat down, they did what they had to do. So that was 3. That's 3 neighbor. That was 3 hoods that did that. Then we have let me see. We got a couple more hoods that's sitting down at the table talking right now. I don't want to mention their names right now, but our bridge meetings is bringing East and West inside. We do that every Thursday, the third Thursday of the month. We bring all different organizations in that has something to offer that we can sit down and talk. And
now, what kind of impact did Lil Doc getting arrested have on this movement? Because he was very instrumental. I don't think it would have even been possible because they tried other East Coast guys to do it and no one was able to do it until Lil Doc came.
yeah.
So him getting arrested and ultimately convicted, what impact had that had?
It had a lot. It had a lot because, Doc was well known, He'd reach out to anybody, and it quiet as kept, not even quiet as kept because we talking about now, he even was sitting down with some Hoovers trying to stop some stuff with them. And I know that personally, but they couldn't really get it there. But he had made a couple calls. He was really doing his thing.
And for those who don't know, Doc ended up going to prison for something that happened in the past.
Before he even joined United We Stand, before he turned his life around.
Yeah.
And all that.
It wasn't like Doc was still out there pushing the line and getting, it was something from maybe like years and years in the past.
Yeah.
So why y'all think when they try to do this type of show on the West Side, it don't stick, it don't never last, or it don't even get brought to the table?
Well, I think the 40s and 60s kind of had an unofficial. I don't know how far they've taken it, but it certainly has slowed down. You don't hear about 60s and 40s getting laid out like you did in 2013, 14, and 15.
What I really think, what you're saying, Munchie, is it had to take y'all to really sit down. You got to be real about it, because my thing is now, I don't give a fuck if you're a blood, Crip, or what. You're a black man. If you don't do no harm to me, I ain't gonna do no harm to you. So you got to sit down and we got to grow up at a point that what we did with the coasters, it was like, we ain't go kick it because we got wounds still. But you stay in yours, I stay in mine. You want to come over there, you got to pass. I want to come over there, you got to pass. Before us partying together, drinking, We not gonna do it.
Right.
We not gonna do it because that'll be the first time something gets set off. So for 4 years, that's what. Now Kitchen Mo is the only one outside of us that will go. He called me. That was the first time since we had our truth. I went to really Bull that got killed from 190.
The one that got hit by a car out in Victorville.
They gave him a funeral. All of them did. It was a trip. But you know the coldest thing about seeing brothers I shot at me, fought at in jail, fought with them, hugged me, you know? It was a trip.
Man, Bull from 190 was supposed to do an interview with me.
For real? Bull was cool.
Talked
Bull
to
kept
him
it real.
Talked to him about 4 or 5 times over the phone. Bro has incredible history. In fact, his brother is one of the co-founders of Faux Trey.
I heard.
Faux Trey Gangster Crip on the east side.
I heard something like that.
Yeah, his older brother. So, man, having a conversation with Bull, it was just like Crip history every single time. And it's my fault I didn't pursue it fast enough. Just like I'm supposed to be doing an interview with you, and we just keep on. This is not the official interview.
That's not the, but you know, I'm filling in for Spider Low.
Yeah, you filling in for Spider.
Me and Munchie just chilling right now.
Yeah,
you know,
because I got that kitchen interview coming with Porky real soon. It's just sometimes I get tied up, busy, and I'm thinking that everybody's gonna be here forever, and then you wake up the next day and you find out something happened.
Yeah, but back to Munchie, what Munchie saying though, Munchie, it got to be like really. You doing the work, we doing the work. It got to be really, somebody have to really be serious. I mean, to the point, like even when we started, you got people that didn't want it to happen, but majority rule. Majority rule.
Yeah, I remember that saying.
One thing, and I'm always gonna tell you this. I'm gonna give credit to my homeboy Kitchen Mo. He got out the pen. He said, "P, I ain't going after them no more. Whatever y'all do, that's on y'all. But these brothers have my back, even the Bloods." He said, "Now if they don't cross me, I ain't crossing. Because some of these brothers have my back in there, so I can't get out here and be a hypocrite." And he kept it real. And that was a little line going on, because I ain't never been to the pen. All the shit I did, I went through all the wire. I'm a wire baby. I've been everywhere. But when I got out, Smokey grabbed me on the wing and took me out there to St. Louis. And that's how I escaped a lot of shit. But Kitchen Mo kept it real. And I started listening to a little stuff, you know, when he was getting out the pen saying, you know, I ain't gonna do this. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna shoot at no coasters no more. I'm not gonna do this, because these brothers was in the jailhouse with me. And he kept it real. But I didn't know about it, so I had to keep doing what I was doing until we really sat down, you know. But I really commend him on that, because he kept it real when he got out. He didn't do none of that.
And stuck to it.
He stuck to it.
He didn't relapse, huh?
He didn't relapse. He stuck to it.
Hey, here's another West Side story, Munchie. In that same building in January of 2020, we had the Queen Streets, the NHPs, and the Inglewood 13s. Now, from what I understand now, it may not have lasted
Not at all.
with the I-13s, but it was a good first start. It was pretty amazing to see OG I-13s that said, "Man, y'all are the homies. We was all together at one point." And to see the younger ones to say, "Okay, we're gonna patch this up." But I guess something happened in 2022. I don't know the specifics of it. Maybe you know more than I do, Munchie, because that's an Inglewood thing. But we had all 3 of those hoods.
Yeah, I remember that.
Over there. Yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that. 'Cause they wanted me to serve the hot dogs. Me and Jack, that Skip.
Yeah.
Skip had talked to us about it.
I'm gonna tell you a funny story. I had a bunch of Mexican hoods there from the West Los on a different day, and Lil Doc was like, "Who is all these people?" I said, "They are Lennoxes. They're all from different hoods." He was just like, "You didn't tell me you was bringing all these hoods up here." He was trying to press a little line up there. I said, "Look, this is all about peace, Doc." You know, but he was funny though. I miss seeing him up there, man, and him doing this thing, because he really really ran that building sometimes.
Yeah, he used to run that building.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
That was his building up there.
They should have showed him some leniency based on. He helped stop some that law enforcement can't stop. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
he did, and I believe Doc will have some comeback. I believe he gonna have some comeback, because the work is still doing what he started. You know, we still keeping it going.
I heard a bunch of rumors of stuff happening to Doc in prison. Do you know
I talked to him.
any of those rumors true? Anything?
I talked to him, and he told me, what you heard? That's all what you heard?
Yeah.
Like hell no. You know, that's what he said. He had called me.
Okay, so he doing
still
all right?
Keep in contact, yeah.
Okay.
He keep in contact. We tell him about the organization. He want to know what's happening and what's going on.
So what could be done to address the question that Munchie asked about truces on the west side? You say that it's just got to be people that are committed, right?
Got to be committed. I mean, because nobody want to die.
I mean, but everything he's saying is crip on crip.
Yeah.
On the east side.
But we do got some bloods in there. Like I said,
the villains and the Peblos be up there
all the time. We did, but we got Psych in there, but we ain't had nobody else from Swan come up in there. You know, just Psych. But we had a couple.
But on the west side, don't know bloods beef with each other. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
I'm saying.
At least not anymore, right?
Yeah, like us in the different lanes. That's no more. You know what I'm saying? All them other old beefs. You know what I'm saying? It came and went. But honestly, as far as Inglewood family, I don't think it ever be that though. You know what I'm saying? What 60s, 90s, rolling hundreds or nothing like that. You could like slow it down and somebody can make a call.
But
like,
what happened?
Ron could call me like, hey, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? We could slow something down, but
something happened between the Inglewood families and the A Trays that made it cool.
No, it was just a cold war based on they beef with 60s and they wasn't coming to us no more. And then the county jail got hectic at one point, that 2000 floor in the early thousands. You know what I mean? And the neighborhoods wasn't giving up no fair ones and they was getting done wrong. And those, if you was opposing the neighborhoods and we letting it all on the same flow, 4,000, they over there sewer moving and grooving. That's a label. It started as a label. You know what I'm saying? But then it stuck. Didn't nobody have a meeting say the Hoovers, the H.A.'s, Inglewood families is, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't nothing.
That was a county jail thing then.
Yeah, like there was all how. This is before me even hitting the county jail though. But everybody being housed together, like, oh yeah, they over there sewer moving and grooving. It's a label that just stuck. Like when the 2000 flow became the 2000 flow, when the neighborhoods became notorious for that. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't giving them anything with a gangster on the end of it or anything that opposed neighborhood or like us, Brims, Blackstones, you know what I'm saying?
But did some of that trickle into the streets? Because the A-Tray and the IF thing kind of slowed down?
Yeah, it became a cold war because the A-Trays wasn't worried about us and we wasn't worried about them.
Isn't that a bizarre way where two hoods kind of slow? I don't want to say they settled their beef, but they slowed it down because of some county jail politics.
It happens. That's it happens like that. But like I'm saying, I was just saying, anything can happen.
I believe so.
Can happen. But see, the thing about it is, like we just said, it don't have to be kicking it. It could be stop shooting. Mm-hmm. You know, you like us in the coasters, we cool, but we don't go in their hood and party. We keep that away because we know alcohol and shit and girls bring problems. You know, for 4 years, shit, since this happened, we didn't kitchen to recruit about 30 more people, you know? I'm just saying, before the war not going on like that. But anything can happen. You know, we have little skirmishes, but we know how to pick up a phone. Mm-hmm. And we've been hitting, because you still got some youngsters that's hard at it. But we stay up on it.
Alcohol and ass.
All day. And that's where we don't mingle. We don't party. We party with each other, and we leave it at that. That's how we've been doing it for all these years, because it was us. We all we got. That's all it been us.
Now, I want to know, what do you say to those people that they don't believe that Hood A and Hood B could ever get along again? Because there's a lot of naysayers.
You ain't got to get along. You don't have to get along because we as blacks don't get along. You got people don't like you and you don't gangbang. You just stay away. Stay out of each other's face. Like I said, we don't do the partying. We made that clear. We're not going to party. If me and Bear see each other, we hug each other and keep going. Bear want to ride, I'll give him a ride. You know? And that's it. You know, but we ain't go party together. You know, we meet up in the same function. It's different. That's the rules that we put out in the kitchen.
And those rules will help maintain these, what's the term that you use for them? Because there's so many words: peace agreements, ceasefires, truces. Is it important to use the right type of terminology and language?
It's just peace right now. That's what I use. It's just peace, because that anything can erupt in a minute. So you always on your guard, you know, because I just had an incident happen 2 weeks ago. You know, I had to jump on it, you know, because my job is never done. I reached out. They hit me back. Found out it was a lie. They took care of theirs. Last time it was ours. We took care of ours. See, that's the thing, that you got people that don't want to see it. So you got people that'll go scratch out. They posted something that my homeboy had did 10 years ago, and they thought it was dead recently. So we had to see when it was dead. All right. Then we had an incident that scratching the wall, the homie rode right, but you was in our hood. We didn't scratch you out, but we rode right next to you and point the arrow. Like, that started something, so we had to clear that up. See, I usually go through the hood. I take the paintbrush. I go through it. I go call PP and Duck from 6'9". I mean 6 Deuce, Big Duck from 6 Deuce. I need paint. I go take it off. And they'd call me in a minute. Porky, we got some writing over here. And just like I just said, Mustafa, before he died, I got pictures in my phone right now that me and him took. We was in Swan Hood and Kitchen Hood and Family Hood. Me and him. One of the homies went on a war spat, just went crazy on both sides. I got pictures I can show you in my phone of me and Mustafa painting all of it off. I take all the kitchen stuff off. He'd take all the Swan and Family stuff off. And we went through the whole hood doing that.
That's incredible. That's amazing.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
And you mentioned 2 names. I'm supposed to interview. I know I've been wanting to interview PP for a minute, and of course Duck from OG East Coast. Duck been ducking me.
Duck just been busy. Duck been really been out there doing it, helping these youngsters.
I think he's first generation, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. He knew Raymond Washington.
Yeah. Duck.
One of those topics that I wanted to talk about on this particular episode of Straight Politicking, since we got Porky here, is about 2 years ago in 2022, there was a huge indictment against your community where I believe 9 guys got charged in a multi-indictment case, and that case is still going on currently.
Yeah.
Can you give us an update about what's happened to these 9 defendants, and what's the status of this case now?
Well, I can only tell you what I know because of what I have been to. I went to 5 of my homies got a hung jury. They back in court right now, and they in deliberation right now. 1 of them is in the psycho hospital. The other one, I don't know where he at. So.
And did anyone of these 9 end up telling?
That's what I heard, yeah.
Okay, well, I got this article from the Associated Press. I'm just going to read a couple sentences of it, and you tell me whether you think this is accurate or not. It says 9 alleged gang members have been charged with the killing of 6 people in a series of retaliatory attacks that terrorized a section of South L.A. The men identified in court documents are members of the Kitchen Crips, were charged with murder, attempted murder, and connected to a series of violent crimes that plagued the Florence, Firestone, and Watts neighborhoods, among other areas the gang claims as its territory. Police told the LA Times the victims were people whom the defendants believed to be members of a rival gang. One was 61-year-old bystander killed when the men opened fire at a rival on a scooter, and another was killed when they opened fire into a crowd of people at the Nickerson Gardens housing projects. What's crazy about this is if there's people out there committing these acts, what takes the police so long to arrest someone? Why does it take 6, I don't know, it says 6 killings. What was the police doing after the killing number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5? When I read these types of cases, they just seem so bizarre and so unlikely.
I don't know, because I don't trust the papers. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I can only say I don't know. You know, they doing what they doing.
And then you're telling us that 5 of these guys got a hung jury.
Yeah.
Which usually means that the case was this a hung jury after a trial, or the jury came back
after a trial,
undecided? Because you can have a judge just do a mistrial.
It was numbers.
Yeah.
So numbers involved. Like
some said guilty, some said not guilty.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they couldn't come to a.
And so they're gonna run it back.
They're already running it back. They're in deliberations on the second one.
Okay, so they already concluded the second trial, and we just awaiting the verdict.
Yeah, I went to that one.
Okay. Hey, you know what's crazy is that I worked on a case where we had to run it back 3 times on one of your younger homies, and unfortunately, man, it crushed me it just crushed me because I worked so hard on these 3 cases, and then when bro came home, he ended up getting killed.
Yeah.
And John Tay Etris, that was his name. What they call him? John Tay Etris. That was his government.
I'm gonna give you his name.
Yeah, I know it too. I just for some reason it's on the tip of my tongue. But we had to. He got a hung jury the first time for a murder, Munchie. So they ran it back a second time. Got a hung jury on the second trial. They ran it back a third time. And he got a hung jury the third time, and the judge said after the third trial, he told the prosecutor, "If you ain't got no new evidence, I'm letting John Tay Etris free." Mm-hmm. And bro walked out of jail after 3 murder trials.
What year was this?
This was like 08, 09, 011, something like that, around that time.
I just can't think. The name is right there. I just can't think it up.
Here, let me-
His nickname.
His nickname, damn.
Oh, God, what is it?
I know it ain't Poppy.
Poppy. It is Poppy.
Poppy.
How'd you know that?
That's Poppy.
How did Munchie know that?
I was in the county jail 2009, 2010.
Okay.
That's Poppy.
Poppy.
Yep.
So when you said that these 5 defendants are running it back, it just made me think of Poppy, John Tay Etris. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, he's no longer with us. But we worked so hard on that case, and we were victorious. And let me shout out the attorney, Robert Conley. Robert Conley was the attorney on that trial, on those 3 trials. I believe Robert did all 3 trials, and court-appointed attorney.
Yeah, he did it.
Yeah,
he got back out, but he went back in again, and then he got back out.
Yeah, what happened was he went back. John Tay Etris, Poppy went to jail on something a minor thing.
Went back to the pen.
Did about 1 or 2 years in prison. Got out, and then whatever happened to him. But that was unfortunate, man, because I ended up developing a relationship with bro over the years, as best as you can, because he's in custody. Mm. But I'll tell you one crazy thing about Poppy, man. He was on trial for killing a blood. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it was after the first trial or the second trial, but dude decided to tattoo blood killer on his arm.
Right here.
Right on his forearm.
Yeah.
And I'm like...
And all over his face, he went there.
Well, the specific one I know was the one on the forearm. He didn't have that when he went to jail.
Right.
He did this in the county. Mm. And I said, yo, you're fighting a case where they're alleging you killed the blood, and you just put blood killer on your forearm. So I thought the dude was just didn't care, at a certain point. But then he's in there trying to fight his case. So I don't know if you do that because the homies are you're in there and you're trying to show the homies you down.
No, I don't think he's trying to show the homies down. He did it because he wanted to.
Yeah. Because Poppy, he did some crazy shit.
Yeah.
Because when he got out, I seen some more tattoos all over his damn face.
So how you bumped into him in the county, Munchie?
No, we was in the county jail at the same time.
Okay. You knew he was in there fighting a case against killing the blood?
No, I didn't know his case. I know he was fighting some time, but I didn't know his case. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But you got to give us an update on the 5 brothers that are currently on trial now to let us know if they get another hung jury or when whatever the results are.
Yeah, we waiting right now. They my homeboy Deucey go to court every day.
Okay.
Go throw a prayer their way.
He called and let me know what's happening.
But this is one of the more bizarre gang cases to read out of L.A. You don't usually read something as crazy as this, but I know I've learned that half the time when you read these articles, there's a percentage of it that's untrue.
Exaggerated.
Yeah, exaggerated. Because they're being fed by the police. So they're basically just repeating what the police are telling them.
Yeah. Right.
They're not going to go out there and do the research, hit the pavement to find out what's true and what's not true. So
I tell you, if it don't come from me, and you sitting right there.
Yeah. Okay. What was your first thoughts when this happened 2 years ago? You was just like, this is crazy.
Which one, on the hung jury or
No. When the indictments first came down in February of 2022.
It was crazy. It was crazy, but that's what I was saying. It's just like shit happens, and they just whatever happened took place, and they went there. Whatever. I know, but we just go leave it at shit happens, man.
Now, their trials in Compton Court?
Yeah.
Okay, so Compton, hey, Munchie, remember we was talking about
CCB, Compton Court, one of the better courts to go.
Yeah, your 2 best courts is CCB and Compton in terms of the jury pool. Mm-hmm. You're going to have a nice, diverse jury pool.
And they got a hung jury. They got their first hung jury there.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember, where did Poppy's trial, Man, I don't
Y'all
know.
was in
I don't
y'all
know.
was in
CCB.
y'all wasn't in CCB.
Nah, we weren't in CCB. I don't even remember. I don't remember. It might have been Compton, right?
I think it was Compton.
Because what happened, what the allegation took place, I think it was in the Millers. And I think, is that part of the Compton district?
That's when it took place.
Yeah.
Because like I said, it was 87s and 116 on that. So I'm surprised they ended up in Compton. They got a better choice, better chance in Compton than down there.
No, CCB and Compton both cool though. You got a fighting chance. Anywhere else, you in trouble.
They got some good lawyers.
Yeah.
Got some good lawyers.
Like jury pool.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys heard about this, but the whole LA Superior Court system got attacked, I believe, by a foreign entity, computer attack, virus attack on Friday, shut the whole system down. Court was closed yesterday. Mm-hmm. Court was closed yesterday because they couldn't get their systems back up, and it's limited court this week.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm like curious to know like what country was this hacker from? I'm assuming
Did they have to pay him?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know who did this. Is this some white boy in the basement of his house, some high school kid in Kansas, or is this the Chinese government?
Man,
you know. But they shut down. I just read this today. I didn't realize this.
I've seen it on the news, but like I said, I just look at it and keep going.
Here's something that I did not know until today: is that the LA Superior Court system is the largest trial court system in the country. So we living in the biggest trial court system in the country, and whoever is responsible for this shut the whole system down.
Hey, look, see, and I go back to the academics dudes saying what city tougher and who doing this and that. These dudes in different states, they be getting out, bro. Like we throw a bullet somebody way, completely miss them and get life.
Get life.
Yeah.
We don't get slaps on our wrist or that stand your ground shit. Like we don't got that. You know what I'm saying?
And out there, they'll take 20 and be out there. They'll say, "Oh, I got 20." Everybody do 3 or 4.
Yeah, like OG Greedo's supposed to have done 20 years in Texas.
03 Greedo.
What did I say?
OG.
OG.
03
Yeah. 03 Greedo was sentenced to 20 years in Texas, and bro's home.
But I heard they had a lawyer fighting for him. I heard they found some stuff wrong.
Maybe, but he only did like what 4 years, Munch.
I think he knew going in he wasn't gonna do
that much time. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't expect.
But I told you in St. Louis, they be like, "I got 38." Well, that's when I got caught up out there. 38, nigga. Damn, that's LA time. But they see him now 3-4 years later.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I want to also give an update on this Young Thug trial. They got a new judge on the Young Thug trial, and they're going to resume it. Now, remember last week on Straight Politicking Munch, we had the attorney, Boosie's attorney, Megan Blanco. She kind of felt like they should just dismiss the whole case. They should just drop the whole thing. And I had said, I think they're just going to get a new judge and refile it, and that's what they're doing. They got a new judge, and they're going to continue the thing, unfortunately, for the if you're on Young Thug's team, unfortunately.
But they say the new judge recused herself because the bailiff that's assigned to her got caught bringing in drugs to one of the YSL members during this whole trial. So she recused herself.
Yeah, she recused herself.
She don't want to deal with it.
Nah, so they got this other judge. Let me read this. It says, Young Thug trial to resume in August with new judge and new rules. A new judge has stepped in to take the now delayed Young Thug YSL RICO trial. On Friday, Fulton County Superior Court Judge Paige Reese Whitaker convened an attorney-only hearing to review the progress of the ongoing case and to establish new rules for the continuing of the trial. Judge Whitaker comes in after Judge Shakura Ingram, this is the one you're talking about, Munchie, Judge Shakura Ingram, and I believe she was a sister, she recused herself from the case. The decision came after the Judge Ingram filed a motion disclosing her previous court-related affiliation with one of the co-defendants involved in the YSL trial.
And then Megan Blanco, I'm saying her name right?
Yep.
She said they should just go away with the case too because everybody, the whole the prosecution, it's the same people, the same players in play. So if they involved with the case too, it's the same like the judge. So they should just go away with the whole prosecution and come anew. You know what I'm saying?
Well, let them out.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, or free him. Man,
Free him.
That shit a circus for real.
He ain't got no bail. He still don't got no bail.
Yeah, YSL Woody looking stupid.
Now Woody has been probably the biggest thing in this whole trial, right, Porky?
Yeah.
You watch some of the Woody testimony. Yeah. What was your reaction to seeing him up there? Now, bro initially told, right?
Trying to make it right, but he can't. Trying to make it right. You know, he's trying to clown and do what he got to do for us, try to make it right, but he can't.
I think he tried to be a hostile witness, but that's after he already
then gave them statements.
There you go.
I'm gonna tell you what make me mad, man. The internet these days, anything can make you a celebrity. They got this fool doing a 20 verses with all these bad bitches, and he a snitch, bro. Yeah. How you famous for being a snitch? That pissed me off. Cooperators don't deserve coochie.
Wait. I didn't see this. He's doing one of those dating things?
He got a 20 verses with all these females. And I'm like, bro, why y'all, he's a snitch. And he famous now?
Yeah.
I don't like that, bro. That's setting bad examples.
Well, I think that the people who hold what he did in negative regard is really the 1%ers.
Morals over money, bro.
Yeah. Most people, unless you're part of this case, unless you're the one being told on, or unless you're related to one of the ones that Woody told on, most of the people don't care, right?
Don't care.
I'm sure, and we talked about this off camera, Porky.
That's how it is on the street.
Yeah, I was about to say, all these hoods got snitches that are walking around. And I don't think Kitchen Crip is excluded of this. No. I bet you I'll walk over there right now on Central.
And my homie Tribe, they said we got a foreman in there for 6 years.
There you go.
We don't know who it is.
But sometimes we do know who it is. They just got the money and they feeding people, or they scared of the snitch. You got these snitches as riders.
I don't know who it is.
It'd be crazy. But YSL Woody is not a celebrity, bro. He don't delete. Man, come on, man. That's disappointing, man.
So what is the correct label for Woody? YSL Woody?
Snitch.
Just a straight snitch.
Yeah, snitch. He
snitched.
He got a whole audio just hollering at the police like us three talking.
But his testimony wasn't that helpful though.
But once you tell, you tell.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I don't know if I watched all of this, but do they take his previous statement and read it in court? Because he didn't want to really say what he had initially told about. So sometimes they read your previous statement and make you look dumb. Like, didn't you say this, Woody? Didn't you say that, Woody?
That's when he was trying to correct the lie.
What was he saying? Was he saying I don't remember or I didn't?
That was his favorite line.
He said everything I said, I lied.
Straight out.
But state to state is different though, because I hear they be like, so you didn't say da 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 da, and then let the jury hear it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know how Atlanta court work.
He clowned himself to fame.
Wow, man.
But he snitched.
No morals.
So he could actually try to parlay this into some, if he knows how to rap, start a rap career, right?
I heard what Munchie said. He's on a celebrity show.
20 verses, got 20 bras. He questioning 20 bras on who on them. That's crazy.
Well, that's just a result of the desire for all these platforms to go viral and get as much clout as they can, because that's what we're all in competition to produce content that gets a lot of views. So somebody in their mind said, you know what? Woody is viral right now. He's been testifying in the biggest trial that the country's watching right now. Let's put him on the platform.
And they did.
And they did it.
I ain't even call them all kind of busters and snitches. I had the homies behind the camera. He jump, he in trouble. Like, man, that don't make you no celebrity, bro.
Okay, now I got a tough question for you, Porky, because you do a lot of positive work out there with the truces and the peace movement. What if some of the people that are seeking peace and they want to do truces and they still got, I don't know if they got a voice or not, but what if they're in their former life, in their past, they were snitches and they told? There's got to be some people that have walked through that Chuco's Justice Center in these big ass rooms that we've all sat in, where there's 20, 30, 40 of us. There had to be some former snitches in these rooms where people get to whisper and like, hey, bro told on such and such case.
I haven't heard that yet.
That hasn't come up.
Haven't came up yet.
Wow, I'm shocked.
Haven't came up yet.
That hasn't.
Maybe it ain't made public to the gang community, only towards that section. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, well, here's my hypothetical then, because what if it does come up and you now on the peace side of it, on the positive side of it, how do you handle a situation like that when a former snitch that told on somebody, whether you know the person that they told on or not, but it's established this dude pointed someone out, testified, but now he's with the peace movement. Now he's positive. How do you handle something like that?
I don't know. It ain't happened yet, but I don't know. I got my own rules. I still follow the old code. I don't talk to no police. I don't tell, but you got some people that's different. They can deal with that side.
Yeah.
They can deal with that side. I just, I approach him as what I got to approach him, but I probably would never have too much to deal with. If he on the piece, that's good, but I probably wouldn't be with me all the time. I probably wouldn't say nothing to him or nothing.
He would have to exit the room because he'd be in there and then they'd be talking about Porky a leader and he'd be getting indicted. You know what I'm saying? He was able to make this happen to him. You know what I'm saying? If he could bring people together, he could make it crack too though. Hell nah. Snitch gotta go. You can't be a part of this meeting.
I can't deal with it.
Yeah, I think though once you're in that, okay, let's pivot into this other topic that's been hitting the internet a lot. This whole grid thing. I know that what you guys do in the Chucos Justice Center is not sponsored by Grid. It's not sponsored by the city of LA, but there are some Grid people that come through there from time to time.
That's Grid. We just go off our own contracts. We use our own money, and we have got some grants. But we ain't part of the Grid. We socialize with the members that come. We got a couple people that's part of the United We Stand Up that's on our board that's with the Grid, that work with the Grid. But
if you are part of the Grid, does that mean you're cooperating with the police if you're part of Grid?
I don't know nothing about that.
Okay.
Be real, because I don't deal with the Grid.
Okay.
I deal with my own money and what United We Stand bring out, because we've been filing for grants and we've been getting them.
This has been a hot topic online for the last year and a half, huh, Munchie? Mm-hmm. What is really the Grid? I mean, because Skip used to be part of the Grid. Now he's got his own thing.
Yeah,
I had a homeboy
part of the Grid.
Now the people that I knew that were in the Grid were never cooperating with the police, but I only know Skip and Mad Ronald used to be part of the Grid. He did it for a minute. I know Big Lunatic was part of the Grid. He did it for a minute. But none of these guys that I personally know were working with the police.
Like I said, I don't deal with the Grid. We got homies that's with the Grid that work there. You got that's their job, but I don't know their details. I don't know if they got a call. I don't know. I don't know none of that. I just know they work with the Grid, and I don't work with the Grid.
Yeah. All right. That was now there was something else you wanted to talk about before we wrap this up.
Talk about our Heroes program.
What is that? What does that mean, the Heroes program?
Heroes program at United We Stand Up. We grab 18 to 24 years old. We give them stipends to come to the class, and it's a 7-week class, and we give them a graduation at the end of the class.
And who's eligible to be a part of this?
18 to 24.
That's it?
When do it start?
We got our first meeting starting on the 5th. Our third class. This is our third class of this. It start on the 4th, every Thursday for 7 weeks.
Okay.
And we youngsters, but you got to be 18 to 24. Don't care if you're blood, don't care if you're a Crip, but just coming in with the right attitude.
And how many seats are available?
We do 10.
Okay.
10 seats.
Yeah, my daughter don't turn 18 to September. I'm about to slide her in there.
She'll be ready for the next one. And we got a grant for this for the whole year.
And if anyone that is listening to this right now wants to be a part of the Heroes program and they are between the ages of 18 and 24, how do they get in touch with the program or you or whoever's in charge?
Just look up United We Stand Up.
Is there a website?
Yeah, it's a website. We got I'm bad with numbers unless it's green in front of me. We got a website, United We Stand Up. I think it was www.org, United We Stand Up. Yeah. And you can look it up. We got a number online.
The website is uwsu.org. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah.
uwsu.org, United We Stand Up. Heroes Project, there's a link at the top.
Yep.
And I guess they just click that?
Yep, click that.
Okay.
And they give them everything. And then we've been doing good. We getting ready. This year we doing something different. We taking them out to the beach. We got a program. Yeah, I mean, You need to come to here, Munchie. It's deep.
Oh yeah, I'll pull up.
We got a program that me and you sit at each other. Man, I'm gonna tell you, I've been doing this shit since I was in the 3rd grade. I ain't shedded a tear for many years, and I tell people, banging fucks you up. That's what's that DP? What's that shit they call out there with the military have?
Oh, you talking about
PTSD.
PTSD. Because you got to learn how to be a certain way at a young age. You got to be hard all the time. You can't smile when you in jail. It fucks you up.
Mm-hmm.
See, people don't know that. When you start banging, before you get the shots at you, people start shooting at you, you get fucked up with gang banging because you got to act. You want to be the big one. You want to grow this role, so you got to be hard all the time. And it fucks you up. Even when you go in there, you got to be hard. You can't snitch. You can't do this. You learn the rules. And when you get out, you still act that way. I've been acting that way still, and I'm turning 57 in August. And I just found out some real shit about myself. Sitting right, me and you, my big homie sat there in front of a chair, Billy Jack, and he opened up to me what he appreciated about me as being a little homeboy. Because, I've been doing this for 3rd grade, but I didn't get, claiming kitchen, going to elementary, but putting in the work. I was in 6th grade graduation. I was gone. I was in jail after that, so I was officially in. But he sat there and told me what he appreciated about me, Alex. Man, brought tears to my eyes, man.
I'd like to hear one of the things he appreciated about you.
Man, he told me as a young homie, I grew up fast. He said, but I learned the ropes real serious. He said, I took this kitchen to the heart. He said, when they was older, it was just a name for them. But I took it to another level with some of my other homies. He said, but when I needed you, when I was in the hospital sick, you came to see me. He said, when I was down, you made sure I had. Man, Alex, it brought tears to my... I mean, people was in there. You had Crips and Bloods, and they was sitting there across each other. The homies was telling these little homies what they appreciated and what they wanted them to do and how they... Man, you had wet eyes all in here, man.
Yeah, that's deep.
It was deep, Alex. That part right there, I had to walk out. Last meeting, I had to walk out. It was Crips and Bloods sitting up there talking to each other about what they did and what they could do better. Alex, it was deep.
This is why these programs are so important, and they need to be funded. There needs to be more money. And I noticed on the website there is a donate link.
Yes.
And I just want everybody to know that
And nobody donated.
this type of work always needs more resources. And it just reminds me of the conversation, Munchie, that y'all had. I wasn't part of that, but I was listening to you, Cartoon, and Flacco talk about. And Flacco was saying that he'd rather donate to kids that are already doing well rather than to the kids that are struggling. And I understand that, there's kids that are doing well in high school that are getting straight A's. They want to go to college. Yeah, they need some resources too if they're from the hood. But he was against funding the kids that are struggling.
Flacco was Flacco.
It's a guy that's been doing very well online. He's been a guest on.
Oh, the one on Joe Jumper?
Correct.
The big dude?
Yes.
Oh.
And when I hear what you're talking about in this program and how deep it is and how impactful it is, this is the type of stuff that definitely needs resources and more funding.
Alex, I'm telling you, and Munchie, if y'all come there and hear the shit that these brothers, your OG tell you, and this my OG, tell me the shit he told me that nobody else told me, that shit broke me down, man. It broke me down. I can't even go, and Pastor Shep set that shit up. He got us sitting across from each other. And when they go through the course, you learn each other. And then you sit there and talk.
Pastor Shep, shout out to Pastor Shep.
Yeah, he's the president of the United We Stand Up.
Okay, I met him at the press conference. I believe he was at the press conference when PNB Rock got killed at the Roscoe's.
Pastor Shep be on everything.
Yeah.
He be there. He be out there.
Yeah,
he be out there.
Yeah, he be out there.
But I'm telling you, bro, if you can just see that, it's online, I think. If you could just get to it on our site, man, man, that shit was so deep. I couldn't even watch, since we've been doing it, we didn't have 4 classes. I don't even sit in on them. I walk out. Could it be some deep shit that people really let you know that you didn't even know about yourself?
Now, can people refer their sons or daughters that are between 18 and 24?
Yes.
Can a parent say, hey, I want this for my kid?
What we did was we was taking, first, when we started off, we was taking everybody from the neighborhood. Like I brought a homie, BSV brought a homie, Swan brought a homie, Coach brought a homie. That's how we added up. But now it's growing so big, that we taking other people. You know, the kid got a problem, need to come, send them to us.
And this all happens at the Chuco's building on Central and 76. All right, man. I know you don't do social media, so people really can't tap in with you there.
I don't do none of that.
But the United We Stand Up does have a website, uwsu.org. And that's where you can find about the work and the program, Heroes program, that is right there at the top of the website. I want to thank you for sitting in for Spider Loke.
Anytime, bro. You know me and you go back.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Hey, before we wrap this up, I'm going to tell you one thing I appreciate about you. Whenever I call you and talk to you, it is such an informative conversation. And I'm just obsessed with history and the past and how we got here, because I believe that you can't understand the present without knowing the past.
True.
And because you're a few years older than me, I love your generation, even Smokey's generation.
Yeah.
How many years is Smokey older than you?
Shit, 7.
7 years older than you.
Second generation.
So I love just the perspective and the conversations that I have with older dudes such as yourself, and I learned so much from that. You don't see this, but when I'm on the phone talking to you, I got a pen and a paper, and I'm just writing notes and jotting things down, because there's no way you can memorize all of this stuff.
And I want to say I appreciate you, bro, because when I called you for my brother, you wrote that letter, and he out. Needed 31 years, and he out.
And that's you can see, and people always wonder, what do I do? You know, and I don't really talk about it publicly, but hey, when someone needs a letter for the board, if someone needs help in a trial, you know, I'm there to lend my support and my expertise as best I can. And every letter I do is unique. I ask a few questions. I want to know a little bit about the background and things of that sort. So yeah, that was it was my pleasure.
For example, his brother.
Yeah.
Or for example, Poppy, rest in peace. Or Lil S Boy from 60s. Those are shit you hated on, because they talk stupid on this internet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but they don't know the real Alex.
Yeah.
Alex really step in and do what he got to do when it's time.
Right, and them names, they, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Be familiar with. So.
Yeah.
Hey, man, if I had Poppy sitting right here right now, he would say, I wouldn't be out if it wasn't for my attorney, Robert Conley, and for his consultant, Alex Alonso. That is a fact. And it just crushes me that, bro ended up getting killed. But, hey, man, that's another episode of Straight Politicking. I want to thank Porky for showing up. Spider should be back next week. And, of course, Munchie's here every week as a co-host. All our socials are in the show notes below. And thanks for tapping in with another episode of Straight Politicking.